Yes, 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 XJWs, gather around. We need to have a family conversation. And some of y'all not gonna like it, but you know, you see the title of this video, so we're gather around, everybody. We need to have a family conversation. It is me, the infamous Kiki. Welcome to my channel. You've probably seen the title of the video and like wonder what this is all going to be about. I promise I'll try not to be too long. As for me, I'm a mom, business owner, worker, entrepreneur. I've been out of I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. I've been out of the organization for 20 years. I was in the organization in the 90s. I was not raised in the organization. I was not born in the organization. I wasn't groomed and indoctrinated like a lot of you guys have. So my perspective has always been unique. I came to the organization not as an adult, but as a child, on my own, by myself. I did have my grandmother there, but anyway, but it's a whole story. Okay, but I left, went back, got baptized, and left again on my own. If you want to know more about my story at the end of this video, there will be a playlist. I have a whole playlist of Jehovah's Witness videos. I tell stories, anecdotal things I just noticed. I started doing these videos because I was a long-time Jehovah's Witness apologist, and I watched a documentary on Amazon where there was other Jehovah's Witnesses activists talking about the Australian Commission. I had no idea about all the things that were going on with the child involvement and everything. I'm trying to keep this video PC so they won't block it, demonetize it, whatever. My channel's not monetized anyway, but anyway, I'm trying to keep this all PC. But you guys know about the Australian Commission. If you don't, please look it up. If you're not a Jehovah's Witness, you know, look things up about Jehovah's Witnesses and the history of the organization and the court trials and things that have been going on in the past 10 years. So again, my perspective has always been different, just because most Jehovah's Witnesses, if you don't know, are born into it. And so to everybody who watches my channel, subscribes to my channel, who watches this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, whether you agree, disagree, just want to say, hey girl, what's up? You want to support the channel, I do have 3 Etsy shops that I give you 20% off. You can buy stuff from me. I do jewelry, I do bath and beauty. I also design clothes. You can support the channel that way, or you can just support the channel by liking the video or subscribing and commenting. The more you interact with the channel is better for the algorithm, get the video out there. Now, this is regarding Lloyd Evans. Now, I'm going to be as tasteful and as tactful as I can. Some of you don't know who Lloyd Evans is. He is a Jehovah's Witness activist. He's been doing it a long time. He has a YouTube channel. Look him up on YouTube. He's done a video regarding this situation that I'm going to talk about. It's been all over Reddit. Reddit has an XJW group that I belong to. A lot of us belong to. Lloyd Evans also has a website for a resource for XJW material and people to talk to him and talk to others and stuff like that. I haven't really frequented his website. And my story is that I didn't know anything. All this stuff was going on. I apologize for the Jehovah's Witnesses until I really started watching Lloyd Evans videos. And then I started watching other people's videos and getting inspirations. I don't consider myself an activist. I say if people can do whatever they want to do, what makes them happy. If you're in the organization, you're watching this, and you're happy, then go do you. Go do you, boo. You know, you're happy in your situation. If people who are unhappy, who are suffering, then my message has always been that people need to be happy, seek therapy, and do whatever that's good for themselves and their families. So I am not like hardcore, like, you know, I understand this organization is a cult. I honestly think all religions are a cult. I go in on all religions, not just this one, because there are things, yes, that the Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses and the organization does, like the shunning and other indoctrinated things. The way they carry on is so different than other religions, but then certain things are the same. When you're talking about control, it's kind of the same. So I'm just letting you watch my videos, my other videos, and just letting you know with the perspective of where I come from, just in case you don't know who I am. So I've been living my best life. I've been going out of the witnesses for 20 years, living my best life out here in the quote unquote world or whatever. I left the quote unquote truth a long time ago. So, and again, my indoctrination is not as heavy as a lot of other people. Um, with the Lloyd Evans situation, there was a situation that this man, who I, once again, as I said, was an activist, and he apparently had some marital issues. I won't really go into details. And he told a friend of his and confidant, who is another former witness in the former witness community and group, about what was going on with him. And he trusted this person, as a friend. And then they, in turn, I guess, felt some type of way and put it out there on Reddit, did a YouTube video about it. These are things I read online. And I was like, okay, here are my thoughts. Some of y'all are not going to like this. Some of y'all are going to get offended. Oh, well, I don't care. It's up to how you want to take it. Because I figure we all grown people. First of all, if you're not grown watching this video, then you need to switch off. You need to be grown to watch this, because we're going to have grown people conversations. We're going to talk about grown people things. Okay, I'm grown. I am in my 40s. I've lived a lot of life. Let's just say I've been married, I'm a mother, I'm a widow. I've lived a lot of life. So let's just put that out there. When I read, first of all, I saw his video and I was like, because Lloyd Evans did a video, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And I was like, what is happening? So I had to go back and read and see what people were saying and what posts this person posted that was supposed to be his friend. And I went back and read it and was like, I'm reading it. Like, it started out real good and I was like, okay, yeah. And then I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah. And then, then at the end, I'm like, that's it. Okay, so then I watched her YouTube video, and I was like, okay, here, maybe the YouTube video will explain more. Okay, I watched the YouTube video. I was like, okay, girl, what? And then at the end, I was like, that's it. That's all he did. Let me tell you, if you have not seen the video, know the situation. This person has not hurt anybody. He's not committed any crimes, nothing like that. He hasn't harmed any animals or anything that would be harming, damaging, illegal to nobody but really between him and his wife and his family. It's nothing. It's not like he stole money from the exjw community and he lied. If this person was a marriage guru, if this person had left the JWs and trying to give people marital advice or advice what to do with their lives, which he has not, then I can understand why people would be upset and be mad. That I would get it. But the fact that this happened, and this is really a personal situation between him and his spouse, and the fact that you would out not just him but his spouse, and you would betray your friendship for what I'm still really not quite sure. Like, I've had people try to explain it to me, and I'm still going, okay, so what? Okay, I'm still not understanding. So let me throw this out there to people out there, to our former JW family, and why I've called this family meeting. Are we still hanging on to the morality that some religion taught us? Are we still hanging on to that? I want to know. I left that behind a long time ago. A lot of us have left that behind a long time ago. I don't give a diddly squat what no Bible say about marriage, religion, about whatever. That doesn't control my life. That doesn't affect my life. That you have no power here. So I tell all the people who are Christian, I don't mean to offend you, people who still believe in God and you're not a witness anymore, that's cool for you. But I tell people, you have no power here. You just don't. There are things that I've done in my life that I am proud of. There's things in my life I've done the shame of, and there's things that I've done in my life and I'm just like, man, it may not be for you, it may not be for the next person, but it's good for me. And it hasn't hurt nobody, hasn't hurt my children. It is, I'm grown, and I felt like we were all grown people and we kind of understood that. It is sad when anybody experiences any kind of breakup, whether it be a friendship, whether it be with your parents, whether it be in a relationship, a marriage, even a business partnership, any time that you're going to lose somebody that's been a part of your life a long time, that you shared things with, it's going to be painful. So but that's life. That happens to people. And anytime somebody who's supposed to be your friend and they betray you, that, and you're already going through things in your personal life, in your marriage, and then this person betrays you. That's even that's terrible. And then if you're going through your own mental health issues on top of all of that, like, and then people are trying to dogpile you online and do kind of things and do memes and all. Really? Like, this is what what the XJW community is about. I've never seen this side before. So again, I've only been a part of this community for about less than a year. So I'm like, if this is what this is about, I don't want any of this. I don't like bullies. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like bullies. I'm thick-skinned enough and had enough therapy to be like, I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what people think about me. And the fact that this man was very gracious, in his live video with the rebuttal was blew my mind, because I don't know, maybe because he's British, maybe because it's just his personality and he's British. I don't know, but me as a saucy American, as an American who, I don't have skins in the game like some of y'all do. I don't have the connections like some of y'all do. I don't know the people and the ins and outs and the who's and the what like some of y'all do. It would have been smoke in the city. I would have told people where they need to go. I mean, I wouldn't have cussed nobody out, but I would have told people where they need to go straight in a second. And it wouldn't have been no place pretty. But, you know, I mean, this man was gracious. I was blown away by how gracious he was, because if somebody I knew, I told him about problems, and I've been there. I've had problems in my marriage. I've been married. I'm widowed, but I had problems in my marriage, and I confided in certain people. Even to this day, they've never told anybody the things that went on and the things that happened and the things that I felt in my marriage. And if I've learned you just don't do that. I don't know what witnesses do as friends, because when I was a witness, I didn't have really close personal friends I felt like I could confide in. But I don't know what ex-witnesses do or current witnesses do regarding friendships. But that is just very some watchtower shit. That's when people were outing people and, oh, I saw such and such on a date with a worldly guy. And then, I mean, witnesses are busybodies. Like, I've never fallen into that trap of busybodiness. Like, never felt like I was here to like out people, whether they were gay or tell. I would just hold it to myself. Now, if somebody would come and ask me, did you see such and such and such and such? Yeah, as a witness, I would say. But that's only I felt like if somebody out me. But the idea that people feel the need to out people on anything is just crazy. I like, honestly, I read the Reddit post and was expecting to know that Lloyd Evans was cheating on his wife with a current elder's wife, and he's going back to the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was finna say, oh damn, oh no. But I'm sitting there going, okay, none of that happened. And I was like, now that's some scandal. Like, if he'd be like, I quit all this, I'm out, I'm going back to Watchtower, Stephen Led hold me, Stephen Led hold me. I mean, I would have been like, I would have fell off, I would have made a meme, I would have lost it. I would have told everybody I knew that don't even know nothing about the witnesses. They would have been like, who, what? Like, I would have lost it. But none of that happened. If that would have happened, that would have been crazy. Now, that would have been a crazy story. But none of that happened. So, I mean, I was waiting for another shoe to drop. Like, okay, and then. And I'm like, oh, that's it? You know, let me say also on the topic that when it comes to, how can I put this? When it comes to sex work, when it comes to, and I'm referring to adults, not children, not anything, you know, I don't know how legal it is in your country or your city or whatever nation you're watching this from. When it comes to sex work, it's, you know, not all sex work is exploitive. There are women and men who do sex work as a way to get money. It's a legitimate business. If you go to certain countries, it's very legal. Here, escorts in the United States are legal. They're not supposed to have intercourse for money, but okay. There's we still have brothels here, and certain, like in Nevada, it's legal, you know, to have a brothel. And like if you go to Amsterdam, it's very legal. Like they have a whole red light district full of women that you can. And sex work doesn't have to be exploitive. We have OnlyFans now these days, and there are men and women out there making really good money off OnlyFans. And again, I tell people that sex work doesn't have to be exploitive. So regardless of whether you solicit that or not, and it's illegal or illegal, then that's a whole nother thing. But it doesn't have to necessarily be. But saying that it's automatically exploitive to all women, no. There's some women who actually do this as a profession. There's webcam girls. There's all kinds of things. I mean, I just tell people, go out there and explore a little bit. Go out there. Because some people, the things that they were saying was very sheltered. I was just like, okay. But I get it. Witnesses, even ex-witnesses, are not the most, sexually enlightened people out there. I'm meant to say myself, I'm a very sexually enlightened person. I've been in different groups. I've had different experiences. I've done YouTube videos about my experience, in certain clubs and certain things like that. I let my freak flag fly high, and I don't bat an eyelash to people that, have cheated on their spouses or out there with different men or women. That doesn't really bother me. And let me tell you something else why people want to throw in their lot in this. Sexual addiction is a thing. Sexual dysfunction is a thing. It's just as bad as somebody being a alcoholic or during illegal substances, drug abuse, people who have spending addictions. There are people who have sexual addictions. It is not nothing funny. It's not nothing to kiki at and be like, oh, that person. It's a real thing. There are people that have a multitude of intimacy issues as adults that they have never got any help for. And then there's people that need to get help. And there's people that have gotten help. I don't know about this personally, but I know of people who have had a multitude of certain kind of addictions that have ruined their relationships, that ruined their families, that ruined themselves. They have lost financially spending money. There's porn addiction. There's all types of sexual dysfunctions and addictions out there. And it's just as damaging and as bad as having a substance addiction. And it's something that nobody should be outing anybody out about. Just like if I came to one of my friends and be like, look, I'm having a really hard time. I'm addicted to drugs. And if somebody would have got online and be like, this JW activist is addicted to cocaine, nobody would celebrate that. I hope people would not be like, oh, look at you, you're a drug addict. I hope people wouldn't do that to other people. I hope that people would treat that person with some kind of sense of respect and dignity, and knowing that the person is going through something and going through an addiction or going through some sort of issue or some sort of problem. So if you have the same thoughts about substance abuse, then when it comes to sexuality and sexual dysfunction and sexual issues, I'm not saying this man has that. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know this man from Adam. I've never talked to Lloyd, don't have any issues, but I'm just saying that if a person is struggling with some sort of sexual issue, then it's just as serious as somebody being an alcoholic or a drug addict. And then with that said, also, I would have to go on the marriage thing. I'm finna go in and y'all not gonna like it. I know from things that I've witnessed with my own eyes and my own mind and my own relationships as a witness. I mean, I wasn't married as a witness. I was married after I've been long left. But I have friends who were in it, who were married, who are currently, I don't know if they're still married. I don't talk to them anymore. And then other people I know with YouTube channels who've talked about their marriages. Some people have knew that they were gay and they got married and they sham marriages, and then once they left the organization, they got a divorce. Some people realized that they got married because they barely even knew this person, and then some people left their marriages just because they weren't happy, and it happened. So the idea ain't anybody throwing stones when half of y'all got married to people that y'all didn't even know or like. Y'all just got married just because you were horny. The other half got married to people that your parents wanted you to get married to, or somebody who was acceptable in the organization doing good, but you didn't really like that person anyway. But you kind of like, let me go ahead and marry this person. Other part of y'all got married to people just because you wanted to get out of your parents' house. Let's just keep it real. People who got married as witnesses, a lot of people don't stay married. And let's just keep it real, because a lot of y'all got married on dubious reasons that have nothing to do with love at all. Nothing to do with sexual compatibility, nothing to do with mental compatibility. It was just, a lot of people got married just because it was a damn warm body. It was like, oh well, This the only single brother, single sister in the congregation. There's only like 2 or 3 of y'all, so I guess I'm about to marry one of y'all. So can we please stop pretending like if somebody leave their wife or cheat on their wives, like the whole world's gonna set on fire and burn down, and like they betrayed us somehow. And another thing, nobody owes anybody anything. If you are an activist and your job is to try to get your family and friends and people out of this organization, you feel like it's a cult, and whatever organization would be, whether Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, Muslims, I don't care what an organization is. If that's what you're doing and you're on YouTube and you're out in these streets and you're out here protesting, that is your thing. I know plenty of activists. I was an activist when I was younger. I was an anti-war protester when I was younger. When I left the organization, I went into social activism, but my social activism was not a reflection on me morally. Lloyd Evans is not the face of XJW. I've never considered him that. I consider him somebody very prominent, very up there, but I never considered like you the face of XJW activism and you the end all be all, of what we need to look up to you. Yeah, we need to look up to you for your activism, not for your not for his personal life. No one should be looking at anybody's personal life for anything. You should look at your own personal life and what you're doing and make decisions what makes yourself happy. If Lloyd Evans don't agree with your activism, the sky shouldn't fall and be like, oh, I guess I'm not gonna do it anymore because Lloyd Evans said he didn't like me as a person, so I just can't be an activist anymore. Those are excuses, and those are real lame. They're lame. It's lame. You shouldn't let nobody deter you or stop you from doing whatever you want to do with your life. That is groupthink. That is cult think 101. And let me say something else. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you are swapping one dogma for another. I've seen a little bit of this. You left the organization, you left Jehovah's Witnesses, okay, we got rid of that cult, governing body, blah, 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 blah. Then you become XJW, you join these Reddit groups, you watch these YouTube videos, you join these websites, and you're swapping one dogma out for another. It's like, all of a sudden, you need a leader. All of a sudden, you need somebody to look up to. All of a sudden, it's not the governing body. It's this person and that person and this person and that person. I understand people are looking for answers and people for support, and there's nothing wrong with that. But swapping one religion for another, for turning your XJW group or clique or whatever it is, family, into a substitution for the Watchtower organization because you feel like you need something to worship and to cling on and look up to, I'm going to tell you to get therapy. Your life is your life. Everybody needs support. Everybody likes to belong to a tribe or a group. I get it. Some people more than others. I'm more of a lone wolf kind of person. So I'm not in these Reddit streets and these YouTube streets like a lot of you guys are. But if it's getting to the point where you feel like you are looking up to certain people in the XJW, or you substituting the XJW community for Watchtower, then I think you need to back up and reevaluate and be careful. I'm just saying. I see a lot of it. I see a lot of people just go into these huge, they put a lot into these certain people. They look up to them like they're celebrities or like they're the governing body or something. They're not. You're one person or one or two people or a group of people doing certain things, making certain things happen, and that should be nothing to inflate your ego. Let me say it again. That should be nothing to inflate your ego, because I understand that a lot of people been ex-elders' wives and ex-elders, and they're used to having a position of authority over people, and some people leave the Watchtower and they go to the XJW community and they take that same feeling of authority that they did have, and then they like, well, I've done this activism, I've set up this website, and I've done this and this and this and this, because they have an air of superiority that they had in Watchtower, and now as an XJW, they want this, they bring in this same toxic air of superiority with them, because they like the attention. They like the attention more than they like the activism. And like I said, I'm not trying to point anybody out or blame anybody out. It's just things that I've observed. And I said, oh, well, this person really, they trying to help people too, but then they like the fact that they're the go-to person. They like the fact that they're prominent. And I tell people, yeah, check your ego at the door, because we We all are human beings, and we all have flaws. And especially if you've been raised and indoctrinated in this cult, like there's things that I read that people don't even see, that's not normal. Like, that's not normal. Again, I wasn't raised in it. I've been out in the world for over 20 years. I'm like, okay, y'all do understand. I want to say something so bad to people. Like, that's not really how people really, that's not how that's done. And be it for me to say anything, I'm not the authority on anything, but I'm going, so I don't say nothing. You know, I just sit back. I'm like, okay, you know, I don't say nothing. But certain things that people think and things people do, cult people have been indoctrinated, are twisted. It doesn't, like I said, it's not just Watchtower. I know ex-Mormons had the same thing. They have the same thing. Like, when it comes to certain things, they're like, oh my God. Even though they ain't been a Mormon in years, they're like, oh my God, clutch the pearls. Oh my God, nudity. Oh my God, pornography. Oh my God, like they already had heart palpitations. I'm like, calm down, breathe, what's wrong? Like, you ain't never seen no boobies before? Like, I mean, oh my God, where are we? Oh my God. I'm like, we're adults. You know? Okay, I'm not saying my morality has to be everybody else's morality, but I'm like, we're grown. I suggest people expand your mind, you know, and a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are sexually repressed people. They've never explored their sexuality. They've never even explored their own bodies. You know, because they've taught that, like, oh, masturbation is bad. Oh, we can't look at pornography. Oh, I might be gay. Gay is bad. Oh, I might be bi. I might be poly. I may like trans men and women. I can't do that. I can't do that. And so, you know, and then when you don't have a partner that's receptive to your wanting to explore things sexually, then you have to turn to other people. And this has happened not with just Jehovah's Witnesses, but in the world. There are plenty of people that married early, or married people, or as they got older, they changed. They want to explore themselves. They want to explore their body. They want to explore their sexuality. So what? I'm like, are we still hung up on this? Are we still hung up on the sexuality thing? There are exjws that don't like gay people. I'm like, do you not like gay people because you were told not to like gay people? Do you not watch porn because you were told not to watch porn? Have you ever watched porn before? Have you ever tried it? You know, I tell people, have you ever tried it? You know, I don't know. I can't do that. I'm like, you know, they try to say something about Lloyd going to Thailand. I'm like, Lord, if you want to go to Thailand, call me. My lips are sealed. I don't be snitching on nobody. I ain't got nobody to tell. I'm gonna be all up on Reddit on putting your business out there on YouTube. If you want to go to Thailand, call me. We can be friends. Like, we can go hit the clubs together. Like, I mean, I'm being funny. Like, I'm not trying to make light of the situation because it's a serious situation. But I mean, that's just how my mindset was. Like, well, if he going to Thailand, you know, I'm like, why didn't he call Kiki? Like, we could have hung out. I could have been this wing woman. Like, yeah. You know, I could have seen some things I ain't never seen. You know, sexual tourism is a whole thing. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be illegal. It doesn't necessarily have to be underage. There's people that go to hedonist retreats. There are people that go to whole sex retreats, people. Jesus. I'm like, oy vey. I'm like, I mean, people like, well, what happened? It's really, at the end of the day, none of our business. It's none of our business. None of my business, none of anybody else's business. But, so, at the end of the day, just, you know, I'm like, and then people like, well, I'm going to unsubscribe and not support this person. Because what? Because he used the money probably some of the money that he earned, that he worked hard to do videos for, to possibly cheat on. I'm like, y'all don't even want to know when my channel get monetized where I'm going. Shit. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If I'm using the channel for activism, I'm getting paid for it. Some of that money is going to be put back and funneled into my family, into my life. But what I do with my money and what I do with my money on the weekends is what I do. And some of y'all probably going to be toe up about it and be like, oh my God, clutching the pearls. Like, oh my gosh, she really bought 10 sex toys. I mean, I'm not saying that's what I would do with the money, but I'm just saying that, if morality is your thing, I'm not the person for you. I'm just going to put it out there. Like, I'm not the person for you. I'm just not. I'm way too raw. I'm way too honest with it. And like I said, I just was amazed at how gracious this person was about being betrayed about something that was his business and him and his wife business and none of our business, but he put it out there because it was put out there anyway. And then the person has a nerve to talk about women and exploiting women, but you exploiting his wife. You wasn't worried about women when you put out there and worried about somebody. Why? I could never in my life. I'm gonna tell you something now. I support women. I really support black women, but I support all women. I would never in my life do that to another woman. I couldn't do that to another woman. All the secrets I've kept from my friends over the years, the things that they've confided me in. I'm a secret keeper. I'm like, I will go to the grave with your secrets. If you're somebody I care for, I respect, I will go to the grave with your secrets. It's not for me to judge or to approve of your lifestyle. If I don't approve your lifestyle, I'm gonna stop talking to you. I'm not gonna hang out with you no more. I'll talk to you and be like, look, I don't approve of this. I don't like this. I don't want to be in a part of this. I'm disappointed in you. I don't want to be your friends no more. And you just end it. That's what people normally do. People don't go out and try to destroy people's careers and people's livelihoods over something that had nothing to do with them. It doesn't affect them in any way. You don't, and then making a person be honest with their viewers when I'm telling you, as YouTube content creator, I don't owe any of these people out here nothing. No explanation about what goes on in my personal life. So, and I tell people like that, even if you're not a content creator, you don't owe an explanation to nobody. If somebody wants to get on here and say, I'm taking 6 months hiatus, and people, of course, naturally going to be curious, like, why? What happened? It's up to you, up to that content creator, whether they want to say why. If you come to your family, your personal life, and be like, look, I ain't messing with none of y'all no more. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Some people may be like, well, what's going on? I'm worried about your welfare, your well-being. And you're like, look, I'll check in from time to time. Oh, okay. I just need a break from y'all. If you're grown and they grown, that's your personal business. I tell people, you don't owe anybody nothing. This is not Watchtower. This is not this cult where people have to worry about, what this person is doing and their person doing. It's not. No one should be judging what's right or what's wrong unless they're doing something illegal. Unless they're hurting you or doing something to you personally, I get it. If they're doing something to somebody else in their own personal, interpersonal relationships, their own family, are they abusing somebody? Are they abusing the elderly, a kid, another person? Are they physically, mentally abusing somebody? It's something illegal, something I gotta call the cops for. Then you call the cops and let the cops handle it. But the idea that I'm gonna sit up here like I have a right to judge anybody, I don't. And the things that I've done in my life, I don't have a right to judge nobody. I don't have a right to say anybody need to be honest with their viewers and speak on your mental health. You don't owe anybody anything to come out here and speak on your mental health. Your mental health is your damn business. If you want to share, you can share. If you don't want to share, you don't want to share. And that situation that happened with Lloyd Evans just burned me up inside because I don't like people bullying people. I don't like people betraying people's loyalty because I've had people betray my loyalty. Not like tell people my business or like that, but I've had people that I've trusted and confided in over the years, and they didn't tell anybody. But I had people that I've trusted with certain things, and that I trusted it was going to be there, and they were not. And so when I tell certain things to people, and they feel like they just like, oh, okay, it's no big deal, or they're not there for me, then you're not really my friend. And I tell people, if you ain't really my friend, you ain't really down for me, stay away from me. I don't think Lloyd should have told anybody what was going on in his life. He didn't owe any explanation to that person, the other person, or us or nobody else. He should have never said nothing. But I understand he trusted people. And I'm not faulting him for trusting people because, for God's sakes, we got to trust somebody. If you've been knowing somebody for years and you can't trust them, that's messed up. Like, that's messed up. Then it's like, who can you trust? I tell Lloyd, you can trust me, Lloyd. Again, be friends with Kiki. I have never thrown no judgments. Like I said, I'm the secret keeper. Everybody come confide in me and tell me their secrets. Even people I barely even know will DM me and send me messages and ask me advice, and I don't say nothing to nobody. You know why? It's not my place. Like I'm here to offer my help. I'm here to offer my ear and my wisdom, especially the XJW community. I have a lot of wisdom. I've been out in this world for a long time. Some people are just newly out. Some people think that they're out and they're really still in. Some people are physically out but mentally in. So physically out, mentally in. So pony. Some people are pony. Some people think that they are physically out and mentally out, and they really not. They think they are, or they've convinced themselves they are, but they're really not. So that's all I gotta say about the family meeting. That's all I had to say. Lloyd will always get my support. He will always get my support. I'm ride or die. With Lloyd. It don't matter. It don't matter what anybody say. You know, unless this person has totally decided to flip the script and run into the arms of Stephen Lett, and then went to go have a scotch with Toni Morris, and decided that he wanted to become an elder again, then I'm like, you know what? Ooh, I can't mess with that. Then I'm like, ooh, you know, Lloyd, I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna be over here. Then I can't deal with that. But you know, if he decides to go back to the Watchtower organization, then maybe I'm like, yikes! I take it all back. Or do something illegal, then I'm like, whoo, I can't mess with that either. Then I can't support that. I just can't. And then the last thing I want to say is that this is basically giving Watchtower what they want. You think they're not watching his videos and knowing what's going on, and they're sitting there pointing this out, and probably having Toni Morris sipping his damn scotch, and probably sitting there like, ho, ho, ho. Stephen Lett's like, ho, 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 Lloyd Evans, Jehovah got you this time. Don't vindicate these people. Don't make these people out while they create some snide video about, apostates are a hot mess. You know what? I mean, that's going to come on next on JW org. Apostates are a hot ass mess. Don't do that. Don't give these people ammunition for people who are just about to leave the organization, or questioning the organization, or watching Lloyd's videos, and then shit like this come out, and they're like, whoa, well, maybe I need to take a step back. You don't know, just like the Jehovah's Witness said, your actions and your words, you don't know who you have stumbled. You don't know who you have driven back to the organization after seeing this. You don't know who had their bags packed. They was ready to go, and they was like, let me go back then. You know, you don't know people who were sitting around questioning, and now they're like, well, forget that, because people will find any excuse to stay in the organization. And some people see videos, and it gives them, and they've been watching videos for a long time, and it gives them the courage to leave. But then stuff like this happen, this petty drama happen, and it stumbles people. So that's my biggest thing. It's just, I feel like this is giving Watchtower their comeuppance, like, apostates. Like, don't give them that ammo. And then people feeding into the nonsense and saying things like this is. It's like, what do you want him to do? Just not be an activist anymore? We need foot soldiers. We need people out here in these streets telling the truth about religion. We need all the people that we need. We need Lloyd. We need Jackson. We need Jay the Comedian. We need Myth Vision. We need all of the people out here that I watch and I love watching. I get a kick out of them. I learn so many things. JW Thoughts and, XJW Critical Thinker. We need people out here. We need as many foot soldiers as we can in freeing people's minds. So don't do the dirty work for them. They do enough trying to block videos and try to take people's channels, and they do enough of that. So no, we don't need you to be feeding into the strategy of the enemy. Like, if you understand that this is war, you have to look at it like that, like tactics. And the arguments and the bickering, and whether you agree with a person, their lifestyle. Now, there's some XJWs I do not agree with their politics. I agree with they do good work. They put in work. But I'm not going to go to their channel and be like, hey, I don't agree with this, and I don't agree with your politics, and you're an awful person. I just don't mess with that person. We can't be friends personally. But I respect their activism. I respect their research, their insight, their activism. I respect their passion. I respect what they do. I respect that they've helped people. But it don't mean I gotta like you personally. To me, I'm not that childish. You don't have to like me personally to get a kick out of me, entertained by my videos. Yours truly. I mean, you don't have to like me personally. There are people out there who won't watch videos of XJWs that are atheists. There's people that won't watch videos of XJWs who are now Christian, who are not in the cult no more, but they're still had their Christian beliefs. I'm not offended by that. If you're still a Christian, I'm not. I'm cold complete atheist. Almost on the other side. I may light a candle, say a blessed be here and there. If you're offended by that or like ooh witchcraft, then I'm not the person for you. But I'm not gonna argue with you about my beliefs or my non-beliefs and have that, you know, if that turns you off, then there's plenty of other channels out there for you. But we have to learn that in the activist and XJW family, there's enough room for all of us. And there's enough room for all different types of lifestyles, all different kind of politics, all different types of sexualities, all different range of spectrums of emotions and mental health issues. And just give everybody a room for anything, as long as you're not hurting people, as long as you're not doing anything illegal. Then, you know, we're all imperfect people. We're not perfect humans, and we should have the leeway. You know, y'all, we was in that cult, and we put up with people's nonsense all day long. We put up with people betraying us, lying to us, stealing from us, hurting us mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually. And then now you're free of that. You're free now. You tell people you're free. You're free. We's free now. It's okay. It's okay. Kiki says it's okay now. It's okay to be who you want to be. Don't let other people online or in your life tell you you can't be who you want to be. So, because I love you. I love people regardless. If they have love for me, then I have love for them. If you don't watch this video and I have love for you, then we cool. You know what I'm saying? We cool. I don't have any hang-ups or anything regarding anything. And I just want everybody to be free, everybody to happy, and everybody to follow their own path and get their own healing, however way, therapy, whichever way you watching videos, whichever way you get healing, but really, really therapy, being in a cult regard really needs an outside therapist. But I didn't ramble on too long. That's all I got to say. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment below. I know some people got certain things to say. I know people are not going to like my video, but it is what it is. We can have a difference of opinion about this. And it doesn't, like I said, I'm not thin-skinned. Y'all don't bother me. If somebody come with some nonsense, come with the smoke, I come right back with the smoke. I got smoke for you. If you want to come with some nonsense, you want to be disrespectful, I got all that smoke for you. So try it. I'll either delete your comment or I'll comment on your comment and I'll read your filth. So be prepared, because I'm not as gracious as some of these other people is. I will read you. I will read you hard. I'll throw shade. I'll read your ass for filth. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you be. And please, like I said, check out my other videos. If you want to hear more about my story, I will post videos from time to time. I try to post a Jehovah's Witness video like once a week. Just depends on what I see in the news and how the mood strikes me. How spirit strikes me. But you guys be healthy. Have a good day. Bye.